guys, it is Shipwreck Samantha here. Today we're having a little bit of a change in scenery. We are actually in my bedroom, and that is because it has been a little hectic around here because I've been doing some prepping for a festival. I've been prepping for this for the last few months, and it's just been crazy getting everything together. That's kind of why you see the mess over here. I have all this stuff I'm trying to put together for the festival because it's a week and a half away. Well, by the time you watch this, it'll be about a week away. And it's been hectic. And I just thought I'd take this opportunity to show you guys how I make the necklaces that I have been making for the festivals. Also, as a side note, if you guys want to come meet me at my booth at the Fairy Festival, I'm going to put a link in the description below to the park. It's called Chimney Park, and that's where the festival is going to be held. So if you're in the area, I would love to meet you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. The first thing I have to do when I'm making a necklace is I either have to pick a design that I've already made or create a new design. Once I pick a design, I have to prep my plastic sheet, and this is such a painstaking process that I wish I could avoid. There are different types of shrink plastic paper. Some are already sanded, but the kind I like to use isn't sanded. It's just shiny and sleek. I don't know why they do this because I have tried ink and color pencil and regular pencil and markers. I've used everything I could think of on this sheet and nothing works because it's too slick. So I have to take a piece of sandpaper and sand down every single sheet by hand. This can be such a pain. From there, I will usually have a design pre-made and pre-planned, so then that way I can trace it onto the sheet, because if I try to just draw it onto the sheet without planning it out first, and I made a mistake, it would show through in the finished design, because when the item is shrunk, the color intensity is like tripled. So even a little mistake can be very obvious in the finished piece, and I want to avoid that. So what I do is I create the design beforehand and then I trace it onto the paper. It's still original, it's still freehand, and everything is still handmade, but this way there's less mistakes. Sometimes I will just leave it at this and I'll trace it and I'm done at this point, but then sometimes I will color them. I use just regular colored pencils because of the sanded prep sheet. It is very easy to color with colored pencils, and I just color it in, and I like to smudge it, and sometimes I even use a little bit of water and smudge it around to even everything out. Once the whole piece is done, I cut it out. Cutting it out can be another painstaking process because the problem with the plastic is it's not like paper. If you don't cut it right, you can ruin the entire piece, which I have done before. I've put a lot of work into some necklaces that I've had to trash, and I hate it. Because with the plastic, you have to be very careful when you cut, or else the whole thing can split. And of course, this isn't a problem after it's baked, but it's a problem when you're cutting it because the sheets are so thin that if you're not making a constant movement while you're cutting and you try to turn an edge, the whole thing will just like crack, and it's awful. And the next process is to bake it. I really wish I could show a better video for you guys of the process of shrinking it, but I promise I tried to clean our toaster so many times and it still looks so bad. But I filmed it anyways so you guys can see it. You could probably find other videos where you can see it better, but the plastic just slowly starts to shrink over a couple minutes, and I usually have to have like chopsticks, or what I use is paintbrush sticks. Paintbrush sticks. I use like the ends of paintbrushes because they're wooden, and so they won't just like catch on fire or get hot in the oven, and I use those to kind of pry open the plastic to keep the ends from touching together, because if they do, it'll stay like that and harden like that, and it's like a curled mess if you don't keep it flat. The plastic will flatten out on its own after a few minutes, but you just kind of have to watch it and be careful. Once I take it out of the oven, I also take a piece of paper, cover the top, and then hold with some pot holders and press down just to make sure the entire piece is flat, because it won't flatten perfectly on its own. After that's done, I also have to make sure that the piece is protected. So I take it outside and I spray it with like a matte sealing spray so it doesn't even look like it's even there, but it keeps the piece from like leaking, from bleeding, from the color. And if I'm putting it as a necklace, I will tie some cord around it with a special slip knot so it's adjustable, and that's it. I can also, if it's a brooch or a button or earrings, I will glue the backs to them. But that's pretty much it. That's the process I go through. I hope if you're interested in trying shrink plastic yourself, this is helpful. This is also just a way of kind of showing everyone how I make my stuff, so you know a little more about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already and you'd like to be sure to join my pirate crew by hitting subscribe right there down below. I have art videos every Friday for you where you will learn more about artwork, art mediums, art tutorials, speed paints, and things like that. So there's plenty of art related videos on this channel for you to enjoy, so be sure to stick around. And that is all I have for today, so I guess I will see you guys next Friday. Whoo! My leg is stiff from sitting here so long. Oh, I can't move it. Ah! That hurts. Okay, let me move it. I can move it now.